Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another podcast episode number 14 of Everything
14.
and Anything. And I'm your host, Russell.
And Alexa.
And today we are going to do something a little bit special. We have a guest with us. He did an episode before. He was always amazing. Welcome back, Andy, Mr. Tran. Woo!
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's up? How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, well, it's been what? I would say 2 months since the last time you were on the other podcast, right?
That sounds about right, yeah. It's been quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, has anything changed? Have you grew another inch? Like what's going on?
I
grew another 4 inches in height. I'm now 6'10".
Dang, 6'10".
So you were going
yeah.
after college to
All
play
right, you're
in
gonna
the
have to.
NBA.
What?
I wanna say something.
Good. Go ahead.
That you were gonna play in the NBA after this?
Yeah, I went from 6'6" to 6'10", so that's pretty good.
Yeah, same with me. But I just continue growing in width. So, I think
especially after all the Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving, by the way?
It was really good. I just had a pretty normal Thanksgiving, had dinner with the family, and went shopping right after.
Yes.
Did you find any good deals?
No, the deals at my mall were kind of trash, so I didn't buy anything. I'm waiting for tomorrow. It's Cyber Monday, so I'm waiting for tomorrow to see.
Are you looking for something in a special?
No, not in particular. Maybe like some clothing or.
See, yeah.
I already have most things technology that I want, so.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah. We did a little bit of shopping ourselves, just a little here and there. We went to the Thanksgiving parade as well, which was fun. Cold, but enjoyable because I got to see the Goku balloon. You know what?
Yeah, the Goku balloon.
Exactly. That was the very first time. Actually, it was the very first time there was an anime character shown in the Thanksgiving parade.
Pikachu too, right?
What's that?
Yeah, Pikachu.
Oh yeah, Pikachu
he was
as well.
There
yeah,
too.
Pikachu.
Was it Pikachu's first time?
No, it actually wasn't Pikachu's first time. And I guess Pikachu, you can call the anime. Okay, never mind. It's the second
Pikachu one. Directly to confirm.
Yeah.
Pikachu, we have you in the other line.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, we'll give Pikachu a call.
Okay.
But yes. Yeah, so cool. So we're going to jump right into this. This is a little bit different. We've actually, between the three of us, we watched over, 25 something odd movies in the movie theaters. So we were thinking, why not do kind of a top 5 list of the movies that we watched in 2018 and kind of give reasons why we got, put in the top 5. And, this should be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it should be really exciting. So.
All right. So let's list off our movies that we watched for this year. And then, Andy, you can list off the movies that you watched this year. Sound good?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So the first movie that we watched this year was Black Panther. After Game Night, Avengers,
Infinity War,
Deadpool 2, Ocean's 8, Incredibles 2, Hotel Transylvania 3, Mission Impossible Fallout, Crazy Rich Asians,
with Andy,
Searching with Andy,
too.
Star is Born, Venom, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and I Feel Pretty. That's the last movie I watched.
Yep. So that's the list of all the movies we watched this year. How about yourself, Andy?
Okay, from January till now, it might be in order. So I saw Black Panther as well, Avengers, Ready Player One, A Quiet Place, the Han Solo movie, Deadpool 2, Christopher Robin, Venom, Fantastic Beasts 2, and Creed 2.
Nice.
Okay,
That's cool. That's cool.
Actually, there's only one that is 2 that are the same, but the rest are different.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to hear the list or the top 5 that you have, because a lot of the movies are different from what we watched, and some of the movies that you saw, which is really good. So some of the movies we saw or that you saw that I want to see, and some of the movies probably we saw that you want to see as well, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I wanted to see some on your list as well.
Cool. Nice. So we can all start off with our number 5 and then we'll work our way up. So Alexa, do you want to start with your number 5?
No.
No? Okay. All right, fine. She
You,
wants our number 5.
you can start with your number 5.
All right. So my number 5 was kind of I was kind of shocked by it because I wasn't going into this movie thinking that I was going to like it. And my number 5 is actually A Star is Born. And I honestly did not know I was going to like it. I was going to the movie because Alexa really likes those type of movies, and it stars Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. And I was like, I saw the movie trailer. I was like, it looks interesting. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I was actually really blown away, especially by the music. The music was amazing. It was top notch. Lady
I actually
Gaga
listened to the album.
Right? You listened to the album?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's super
really,
nice.
really good. And just to and seeing Lady Gaga, as an actress as well, she did an amazing job performance alongside with Bradley Cooper. Their chemistry on the film was really, really good. And the story was decent. It was I wouldn't say it was like groundbreaking in regards to the story, but everything else in regards to the acting and the music, it was just it really hit me, and I came away very impressed. And I also listened to the soundtrack here and there, so I really highly recommend A Star is Born if you really haven't watched that yet. It was my surprise movie, and that's why it's on my top 5.
Okay.
How about you, Andy? What was your 5th?
So
Movie.
my 5th movie is Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
So Ready Player One is based off the book, and it was just a movie that I really enjoyed. I liked there was a lot of cameos by a lot of other video game characters and comic book characters that I liked about it.
Mhm.
And it just goes in depth into a possible world that could be possible in the future.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it.
Would you recommend that movie?
Yeah, I would recommend it for anyone who's into nerd stuff like me.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
that's me
You
for
can
sure.
watch
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of I forgot what characters were in it, but you would recognize a lot of the characters that are in it, and it goes into like a video game world. It's basically virtual reality, and yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
one of the movies I wanted to see
No,
on my list, so I
I
definitely
never-
will have to check it out.
I never heard the movie before,
Yeah.
but it sounds interesting, and I'm sure you will like that.
Yeah, I saw it in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. So my number 5 movie is, what is it? Deadpool. I really like Deadpool, and it was a sequel from the movie that was featured in 2016. So it was pretty much like within a reasonable time to be shown again. What I really like about this movie was when they included Domino, which
Yeah.
was a lucky,
Domino was awesome.
yeah, the lucky mutant, and that was really cool because she was just very different, and it was kind of, it balanced out Deadpool, and it was very funny and had that violent aspect that I really like too.
Oh yeah, violent aspect that
yeah.
you really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Deadpool as well. It was really good. I really liked it as
and
well.
it was always
Yeah.
funny, but I think it's in my number 5th position because it's just like a sequel, so it's nothing new about it,
Right, that's true.
except for that girl. But I thought it was Domino.
Yeah.
But I thought it was super cool. Do you have Deadpool
Oh, yeah.
in your?
I have it on my list, but I will not spoil it until
Okay.
later. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, it's in your
Yeah.
top 5, Russ.
Well, we'll see. We'll see once we go higher.
All right. So what's your number 4 then, Russ?
All right. So number 4 is also a surprise.
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay.
Honestly, I was not expecting much from this movie. I saw the movie trailers. I'm just like, I'll watch it, I guess. And it wasn't until I don't know, just trying to figure it out because I know you really like those movies. Those type of
Usually
movies.
girls like,
Romantic comedies,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, okay, we should
not
just go
only
watch
me,
it.
but a group of girls.
Or I mean, just in
Or-
general, yeah. And so I was like, okay, let's just watch it and kind of see how it is. And I was very surprised. It was very funny. It was basically it was all Asian oriented, so that was cool as well. Like all the characters were Asian, and it was really cool to see that on the big screen. And it was basically this was a girl named Rachel Chu, and she was getting married to Nick, and she found out that Nick was this really crazy rich Asian person, and they went to Singapore? They went to Singapore to meet the family and stuff like that. So that was cool. It wasn't like a story that I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
But the characters all together, they acted really well. But the steal away was Aquafina. I was like, she was so funny in that movie. She made me laugh, and I really loved the setting of like how they showed Singapore, and it was just it was a really fun movie. And there was especially at the last, I love the last scene with Rachel Chu and Nick's mom when they were playing. What is that called?
No idea.
Oh, I can't remember what they were playing. Do you remember what they were playing, Indy?
I haven't seen it, so I can't tell you.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet? I thought you did see it with us. No, you did not see it with us?
I saw Searching with you.
Oh, you saw Searching. Okay. So,
I think they were playing something big that you have to.
No, Mahjong. They were playing Mahjong. There you go.
Oh.
So they were playing Mahjong, and there is that. Once you see the movie and you see that scene, it was really touching, and I really enjoyed that. So my number 4 is Crazy Rich Asians, and those are my 2 surprising movies that I never thought was going to be on my top 5. So.
Well,
okay.
Now you know.
Yeah.
For me, my number 4 was Ocean's 8. This was a surprise movie because I wasn't expecting the movie to be that good. But what I really like about the movie is that the storyline was nothing special or anything like out of the ordinary, except that all the bad people were ladies. So I was really surprised by that because usually bad guys are played for very strong male men. But in this movie specifically, like there were like five women, and each of them used like a very specific kind of a skill to rob like a how do you call that, a necklace, like a
it was a necklace,
very expensive necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And Rihanna was featured in this movie too, and she was like a tech girl, and she was super smart. So I really like that type of. It was like a type of a James Bond, but all male, all women cast. So I really like that too. Because it's usually
that was a movie that I was interested in as well, but I just didn't get around to seeing it.
Yeah, that's my number 4. What? Number 4? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, number 4.
Okay.
All right, you're up, Andy.
All right, so my number 4 is A Quiet Place. So that was probably my surprise movie of the year as well, because going in, I was like, oh, okay. I saw the trailer and I saw that I forgot the real life name, but the guy who played Jim from The Office, and I was like, okay, he's directing it and leading it.
Yeah.
And he casted his real wife as his wife for the movie, so I was like, okay, that's interesting. So yeah, A Quiet Place it was really unique because the whole movie, it didn't have too much dialogue. It only had like 1 or 2 scenes of dialogue, so most of the movie was just quiet. And like at the beginning of the movie, everyone in the theater was like you could tell the scene, how the movie was going to be. Like the first scene, it was just dead silent. And you could hear like every little noise in the theater, and like every little noise in the theater would just make everyone laugh, and it would just be like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
So that was like really funny to me. But then after like the first couple scenes, everyone quieted down.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a really good movie. And
it's a horror movie, right?
It's a horror movie, but it's not that scary. It's just, the antagonists are just aliens from another planet, and they're just trying to figure out how to survive in this world where aliens came.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's one of the movies that I have to watch as well.
Yeah.
Probably not when I'm sleepy though, right?
This is gonna make
you want to be awake. Yeah, you might fall asleep, but it's not silent. You could hear like sound effects and like tricklings when they run through the woods, or there's just not a lot of talking, but there's a lot of communications with like facial expressions, movement. So that's what makes it unique to me.
Nice. Okay, cool. We'll definitely have to check that out. All right, so we're on our top 3 already. Man, how time flies, right? So number 3 for me is Deadpool 2. I really enjoy Deadpool. I really enjoy Ryan Reynolds and his humor. I just love his humor, and he's just funny. And Deadpool #1 was amazing, so I was like pretty hyped in going to Deadpool 2, and I just really liked Deadpool 2. It was more of the same, and I love the running gag of the "Hi Yukio." If you remember that.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Hi,
yeah, that's
Yukio.
yeah. Hi, Yukio. He's like, hi. I thought that was so funny, and I also love Domino, how she was casted as well, and I loved her character.
Yeah.
What was it?
No.
Oh, and yeah, so I just really enjoyed the movie. Some of the special effects were hit and miss. Like, yeah, I did like some of this. Yeah, that was okay. It was pretty decent, but just the humor just made me laugh.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just very enjoyable.
It's very sarcastic.
Yes.
But it's not, very dry.
Yeah.
Humor.
Yeah,
Right.
it's probably the funniest movie that I saw, but it's
Yeah.
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 And actually, they're featuring the one that is for kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're making a PG-13 version of it for
Oh, the
this
Christmas version.
Yeah, for this
Yeah.
for
I saw
this
that.
Christmas. Yeah, so I don't know how good. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that good, but you know,
It's supposed to be the same movie but dumbed down, right?
yeah, exactly, and without a lot of cursing and all
So
that stuff.
there's really
Yeah.
no point in seeing it.
Yeah, and exactly. So I'm glad I watched the rated R version, and
Yeah.
I really like Josh Brolin. Of course, he's also in Avengers, which we'll talk about later as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
But it was cool that he got to be two, like, kind of villains, and
How do you know? We'll talk about that later.
well, it might be a surprise. You just never know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, foreshadowing right there.
Right,
so
right.
so that's my number 3. I really enjoyed it.
Alrighty. So
Okay.
my number 3 is Crazy Rich Asians. As Russell said before, I was very surprised with this movie. And this is actually based on a book that was written back in 2013. And the person who directed this movie was also like Asian too. Besides all the cast that was Asian, and I think that was the big milestone that this movie had, because it was the first time in many years that all the cast was mainly Asian.
I think it was like 25 years ago or something like that was the last time.
There was some criticism because this movie was trying to portray like people from Singapore, and most of those people were not from Singapore, so they were trying to say, criticize the fact that the main character was from had English, British English, and the other person had American English. And I really like also that in the last scene there was a YouTube singer whose name is what is it? Kina Grannis.
Kina Grannis, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, she's a YouTuber, and she was featured for the wedding, so I really like that too.
Yeah, that was an amazing scene.
Yeah, and I really like those stories. I know they are they're super cheesy, but I still like them and enjoy those.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Number 3. All right, Andy, up to your top 3.
All right, so my number 3 is a movie that I saw a couple days ago. It's Creed 2.
Whoa, already. Crazy. All right.
So Creed 1 is basically a sequel of the old Rocky movies from the 80s, which were very popular. So Creed 1, it's Rocky Balboa, and then Michael B. Jordan, or Sylvester Stallone playing Rocky Balboa, and then Michael B. Jordan. Everyone loved him already, so he was
We do.
He played the son of what's his name, Adonis Creed, or no, Apollo Creed. His dad is Apollo Creed, and he plays Adonis. Yeah. So it just shows how he rises to being a top boxer, and then he fights in his first fight. So in the first one, spoiler, he loses, right? But it shows the progress of how he got. It was a very close fight. It lasted the whole 12 rounds, and it just showed how he fought and got to that point. How he wasn't even supposed to be there because people just thought, oh, it's Creed's son. Like, what's he gonna do, right? So basically, he just tries to. The struggle is he's just trying to struggle with his own path, like how he wants to do things in the boxing world versus what his dad did in the old Rocky movies, right?
Yeah.
And then in the Rocky movies, like his dad died, right, from boxing. And then in the sequel is just as good. Creed 2 is just as good as the first. It just basically shows the same type of story with little new pieces there. But then the main antagonist of the movie is the son of who basically killed his dad, the guy who killed his dad from boxing. I forgot his name. It's Drago.
Drago,
that's his last name.
Yeah.
So, and I really liked who they casted for the antagonist as well, because like once they introduce him, you're like, oh man, is that like he's basically like super intimidating and like super strong, and it's like, oh, it's just this Russian dude who could like beat your ass, right? He's like realistically, he's like 6 inches tall, like 6 inches taller than Creed.
Oh,
and like
dang.
they shouldn't even be in the same weight class. Like, but like he's like 2 weight classes above him, but like he still fought him. But like, I really liked it. If you're a fan of boxing, if you're a fan of just good storytelling, then I would.
Or a fan of Michael B. Jordan.
Right, if you're a fan of Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger.
I'm watching that.
Yeah. Another, foreshadowing,
Right.
Cool. Yeah, we still have to watch that. I wanted to watch Creed as well, so that's one of the movies I wanted to watch. So that's cool.
But you said we needed to.
We have to watch the first one, or you have to watch the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on to top 2. So number 2 is Avengers: Infinity War. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in a lot of people's top movies of the year. It's just cool to see everyone get together, and also the antagonist of just the antagonist of Josh Brolin. He's such a good actor, and he just like portrays the villain so well. So I thought I just thought he acted really well, and it was kind of basically his story. So that's why I enjoyed Avengers: Infinity War like so much, and just to have all the characters together to fight Thanos, and to have all the characters become hero at once. And especially, I love the ending where he basically killed off half the characters, and the comedy. Most of the time, the comedy hit as well. So I enjoyed like pieces of the comedy. I do wish like some parts there were more characters or more screenplay for certain characters, but otherwise, like it is hard to juggle all of the characters. One of the weak ones was probably Hulk, where I didn't really like how Hulk was just like, I don't want to even come out,
I know,
type of deal after that. I'm just like, that's kind of a cop out to me. But otherwise, like I said, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed Thanos and what Josh Brolin brought to that character. And I honestly can't wait for. I think it's going to be next year where they have the next Avengers. And so, I can't wait for next year to see what they do. It's
supposed to be like springtime, I think, or maybe early summer.
Yeah, exactly. So, I enjoy all the characters. So that's my number 2.
Okay. I like that one, but it didn't make it to the
That's fine.
Top
it's okay. No biggie. No biggie.
Okay.
No offense for the people out there. Okay, so my number 2 is A Star Is Born. I really like that movie. As Russell said before, it was the first time that Bradley Cooper directed a movie, so it was a great way for him to show his skills as a director. And I feel that Lady Gaga looks like a very distant type of artist. But I think with this movie, I just could see her like a human, like a reachable human being. She was so like, I don't know, so like sensible and so passionate about her singing that I wanted to start singing with her too, but I couldn't do it. And I feel that this story just shows that, when you have someone that mentors you, you could do great work too. So it was good.
Yeah, number 2, huh? What's up? What's up there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
And yours
So
up, Andy?
my number 2 would be it would be Black Panther.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. Okay.
So-
Dang
Yeah.
it.
Black Panther was it was a really hype movie when they first announced it. Of course, the character was already in previous Marvel movies such as Civil War,
Right.
and that was where he was introduced. And then since then, people wanted his own movie, which he got. And then it just he was one of the more popular characters in the comics. So I feel like Marvel did a really good job of showcasing the world of Wakanda and like their culture, and they introduced a really good character, Killmonger, where you felt like his side of the story. You felt he wasn't like the typical villain. Like he started off like as a normal human. Like he wasn't like just some random alien from like the universe or something, right?
Right.
So you could relate more to his story of like why he wanted to go about doing things.
Yeah.
And it was
That's-
just Michael B. Jordan's just, you can't really hate on him either.
Right.
And I just felt like they did a really good job of doing that movie. The soundtrack was amazing with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
So-
yes. I totally remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just they executed it really well.
Mhm.
So that's spoiler already, I guess. That's your number 2. That's my number 1.
And
So-
that's my number 1 too.
So yeah, so that's my number 1. I mean, whatever Andy said, I basically am spewing out as well. It was such an amazing movie. I loved all the casting for Chadwick Boseman, as Black Panther, and Killmonger, of course, for Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, you felt like sometimes you just can root for him, even though he was you could understand like where he was coming from, but sometimes, he was doing it probably not in a good way, but like his message and all of that stuff, you could really root for him. And so at the end, I didn't really want him to die, but so like I enjoyed that, and I love the women in the movie as well. They're very powerful.
He dies in the comics as well.
Right, all right, I know that, but you just don't want don't.
Yeah,
you
I
want
know
things
what you
to
mean.
change,
Yeah.
type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he could change. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
just had to
exactly.
do it.
Exactly. So I love the Black Panther's sister. Was it Shuri, right?
Yeah, Shuri.
Shuri, yeah. I loved her and how she was able to like make all these awesome gadgets, and she was even
Yeah.
smarter than
Professor.
what was that? Incredible Hulk. What's his name? That she was even smarter than he was as a kind of like an engineer, doing all the different gadgets and stuff like
Well,
that.
she has more resources.
Right. Well, exactly. And resources
Vibranium?
too. Yeah,
Hi,
vibranium.
hello.
Yeah. I love the soundtrack. I love just everything, like the beautiful artwork that they did, and just showing like the culture and stuff as well. So I think I watched that in the movie theater twice. So
Yeah.
this year, I think I give it to Black Panther.
Okay.
Yeah, number 1.
Yep.
Right for you.
Black Panther as well. So as you all have said, it's been a great pleasure for us to have Black Panthers this year.
Yeah, she's not really even like a Marvel person, so for her to
No.
have this as a number 1 movie.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But what I know is that I really like this movie because, first of all, Black Panther was like, this actor is like, it doesn't seem as strong as like Michael B. Jordan. Like,
Mhm.
he was like very underdog, but he had just a very strong character. And also all the female cast that supported that big like king in that position, it was important as well. And the big thing about this movie was that it was culturally important movie because
Mhm.
again there was a African people like feature and all of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think as Africa as like very boring place or is place that doesn't have resources, but Wakanda was actually had exceptional resources with vibranium, and it was good that at the end Wakanda was able to kind of help like other countries outside the their own like want or whatever. So yeah, and yeah, I like that.
Nice.
movie a
So
lot.
both of our number one. So I'm very curious, Andy, on what your number one was then.
I already know.
You know? All right. I'm gonna guess. Can we guess what your number one is?
Sure.
Is it Avengers?
Yeah, I thought so too.
No, it's actually Christopher Robin and Winnie the
What?
Pooh. No, I'm just kidding. It's Avengers.
It is Avengers. Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like one of the top 5 highest grossing box office films.
Right.
And I was like, I saw one of her showings, and it just ties all the 17 or 18 movies beforehand. It just ties everything together into one final boss, final villain, and he ended up succeeding.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much the climax of all of what Marvel has been building up in the MCU. So,
All right. So
really.
So I'm guessing Avengers for next year is going to be your number one movie then.
If it does everything that I hope it does, wraps up all the main characters, how gives them like a good way out, because most of their contracts are up with Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth, like all the main characters, like the main Avengers, like their contracts are up and they're done with Marvel. So if they do, hopefully not kill them off, but give them like a good ending to their story where your mind could see like, oh, what they're doing afterwards, then yeah.
Okay, cool, nice. All right, so that's our top 5. Now we're gonna do what was our most disappointing movie or overhyped movie that we thought for this year. I can go first. This might come as a surprise, Andy, but the most disappointing for me that I've watched this year was Incredibles 2. I was very disappointed in this movie, actually. I don't think it was a bad movie, but I had really high expectations going into this movie because I really love Incredibles 1. Incredibles 2 to me was very bland. There were some jokes in it that were kind of funny, but other than that, I was just like, okay, it was kind of long drawn out. I didn't like the villain. I didn't like the new cast or the new superheroes that they shown. I thought they were so bland. Just everything in this movie was just very mediocre to me. I don't know. I was just so disappointed after the movie. I was kind of shaking my head. I was just like, this is the most that they can come up with. Like after so long ago, I don't remember. I think it was like what,
almost 8 years,
10 years ago since the last Incredibles. And this one just did not live up to my hype, to the hype. And I don't even know why it's like one of the better selling Pixar movies. To me, it's like it was mediocre. I thought it was just okay. So yeah, so that was my most disappointing movie was Incredibles 2.
Yeah, I think a lot of people went to see it. A lot of people were hyped for it, so that's why it did good in numbers. But but I guess if you didn't like it, then I didn't see it. So I saw the first Incredibles, but I didn't get around to seeing Incredibles 2, so I don't have any thing to say about that.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So for me, the least enjoyable.
No, the most disappointing.
Oh, I'm sorry. The most disappointing. Which one?
The most disappointing movie? Yeah.
It was Game Nights. It was the first movie that we watched in the year back in February or something.
Yeah.
That was boring. I barely remember what the movie was about. It didn't make it to my mind. It just let me just think what the movie was about. It was just a game night that became a reality instead of just be playing like cards or things like that. You know, you would just joke around with other people.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a comedy movie.
Yeah, and then
I guess you didn't laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I maybe a lot, but it wasn't like just
Yeah.
There were other movies that were better than that.
Right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. How about you, Andy?
Okay. So for my most disappointing movie,
it
would be Fantastic Beasts 2.
Oh, wasn't that one of the more recent movies that just came out?
Yeah, it came out
Yeah.
last week or
Oh wow.
yeah, like last week.
Yeah.
So I saw it, and I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I love the movies, and then I love the books. I read the books, and then I do even deeper research on it.
Yeah.
And so basically,
So you're a super fan. Yeah.
I was super excited for this because Grindelwald is basically Dumbledore's like love interest when he was younger. So it explains a lot how Dumbledore came to be. Well, not how Dumbledore came to be, but like why he couldn't. Basically, his backstory, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Dumbledore was one of the most beloved characters. He was known as the greatest wizard of all time. So you would get, but they didn't really show too much of his backstory. So basically, in this movie, they called it Fantastic Beasts, right?
Yeah.
But the first half of the movie was kind of slow build up for me, leading to the climax, which was at the very end, and all the ending where it ties into the next 3 movies they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But calling it Fantastic Beasts is I don't think does it justice, because I think most Harry Potter fans would like it to be called like Dumbledore's backstory, or like a prequel to his story, because the main character, Newt Scamander, is nice, but he's not really that significant in terms of the story.
Yeah.
If I can say that, because I guess most people would, I don't know if you could even compare him to Harry Potter, but he's like his own character. He's different from Harry in a lot of ways. He's very different. And I like that, but to me it just it was, I really liked the movie as well, but it was just kind of, I'm like torn about it. I'm like iffy about it. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I mean, it could still be good, but you're still disappointed in it, you know? Like it could have been even better if they did, if they did even more.
It could have been better if they did things differently, or
Cool, nice. So, and then the last thing is the worst movie we've seen this year, out of all the movies we've seen. And my worst movie is actually Ocean's 8.
Okay.
Sorry, Alexa.
It's okay, no more feelings.
It was boring. If I have to be honest, the movie was boring. Just the concept of them stealing a necklace, just like how they did it. It wasn't very, I don't know. It wasn't, I've seen way better, movies that implement in just how they steal something, something like, just the way how they implement a movie on how they steal something. This one was just kind of bland, and it was just like, I don't know if like I don't know. It's just how they stole it and just the way they did it. It wasn't explained very well, and at the same time, it wasn't cool, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but like,
Are you serious?
if you watch like a Mission Impossible movie or some other type of movie, James Bond movie or something, they have a cool way of explaining on how they do something, and at the very end you're like, whoa, that's cool on how they did it. Even Fast and the Furious, when they switch the two bank, do you remember that movie in the Fast Furious
in
where
Fast
they switch?
5?
Yeah, Fast 5, where they switch the two bank, two safes. That was really cool what they showed at the end. But here in Ocean's 8, I don't know. It was just like when they showed like how they did it, it was just like, that's it, or it was just too convenient. There was a lot of very convenient things that happened in the movie where I'm just like, it was just kind of bland. It was kind of bland to me. And I love the cast. I mean, I love the characters, but at the same time, a lot of them didn't have very much energy either. And Awkwafina's in this movie as well, but her character was okay. It was like there wasn't much screen time for her. And same thing with Rihanna. I love Rihanna as well, but her screen time was very little. And the other characters were all right. They didn't really do too many things. I just thought it was kind of all over the place, and it was kind of like more of like a Netflix movie than a theater movie. To be honest,
be on Netflix.
It probably will be on Netflix, but I don't know. I just thought all the movies that I've seen this year, I thought that was the worst movie I've seen.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
me. Yeah, sorry. That's,
Messed
Okay,
up.
Ocean's
That's okay.
8. Okay.
yeah.
Never watched that.
It's
Hey.
okay. It's okay. We can feel.
Okay,
Alright.
so the worst movie I watched this year was Sorchin. What a boring movie.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay,
That hurts
okay.
right here. That hurts right
Okay.
here. Yeah.
I can't complain about the people that I watched it with because they were amazing. However, the
Right.
movie it was just so boring. There were only two characters in this movie: the dad
come
and the
on.
girl. I kept only looking at the
Okay.
dad all the time, like for 1 hour and a half. I'm not the type of person. I need some variety.
Oh
And
wow.
there's the
Dude,
detective.
yeah,
There's
detective.
the
all
Yeah.
the
brother.
all the kids that they interviewed through FaceTime.
Yeah, come on, that's
It's not bad to have two little characters, is it?
Yeah, that's horrible. It was good in terms of budgeting the movie because they didn't spend on like,
Yeah,
but
that's true. They didn't spend that much money on
and,
filming the movie.
I love the main actor.
Yeah, John Chu.
Yeah,
Okay. I see where
get
you're
it.
coming from. Okay.
Yeah.
but it's just like I don't know. I watched a movie that it was like, what was the movie? Friends. You know the horror movie that we watched that it was like
Oh,
Facebook or
Unfriended.
something?
or something?
Unfriended.
Yeah.
So, already movies like that have been made before. Come on.
Yeah, but they made it better, right?
No, this
Okay.
year I'm trying to go for uniqueness. You know, Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, Star is Born. I don't want this
Ouch.
BS of just like, come on, get serious, people.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Oof.
So yeah,
Ouch. Ouch. That one hurt. All right. How about you, Andy?
I can't really say that I've seen out of my list.
Yeah.
I liked all the movies, but I would have to say Venom.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Really?
Oh.
Out of all the movies,
Out of
was that-
all the movies that I saw this year,
yeah,
I still liked it,
yeah,
but it didn't really. It was its own thing, like its own universe, right?
yeah.
It had the Stan Lee cameo. It's a
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Rest
shout
in
out
peace,
Sam.
you know?
Yeah.
It's old, but anyways, it just didn't really I don't know. It was just all the other movies were just too good.
Yeah.
So I had to put that as the worst.
Right. Maybe
But-
because some of the comedy didn't hit, or was it the
Some of the
CGI?
comedy didn't hit.
Uh-huh.
Venom, the character itself
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main character, the human, he had a pretty basic, forgettable backstory.
Right. That's true. That's very true.
Like you didn't really care for him. Like you cared more for Venom. And
yeah,
then,
that's true.
oh, the villain was horrible in my opinion.
That's true.
That's
The
one of the
villain was
reasons
pretty
why.
bad.
Then, like he was a basic generic villain.
Yeah.
He didn't really have anything special to him. He
Mhm.
just wanted. I don't even know what he wanted.
That's
So yeah, that's why I would have to put it as my worst.
Okay.
nice. Well, that's cool. So, yeah. So those are like kind of the movies that we reviewed this year, and we thought it would be fun just to kind of talk about it. And we're probably going to have another podcast on 2019 movies. We're looking forward to watching. So probably stay tuned for that maybe in the future. And if Andy, if you want to join that one as well, you're more than welcome to. But those are some of the things. Maybe we can say like some of the movies that we missed watching and that we're still looking forward to watching. Do you
Okay.
have any movies that you haven't watched that you're looking forward to watching for this year?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. You can.
This year?
Yeah. Like the movies you
Uh,
missed in the movie theaters that you.
Oh, that I
For-
missed?
Yeah.
For me, it was Creed 2.
Okay, so Creed 2,
Because
right?
coming from Black Panther, I was looking forward to seeing Michael B. Jordan again,
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, if you really like Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
He is an amazing actor. I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah.
Some of them for me, I actually have a pretty good amount of list. The last movie, which probably won't change my top 5, but the last movie I probably will watch this year is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think that's going to be an amazing movie. Yeah, so that one's going to be good.
Should be better than Venom.
I still like Venom. I still like Venom. So, so that's one of the movies. Ready Player One, like you said, I still have to watch that movie. Black Klansman, I always wanted to watch that movie, but we never had time. So I want to go back to watch that.
You have Dr. Seuss the Grinch?
I have Dr. Seuss the Grinch just for fun. I don't think it's going to be that good of a movie, but I enjoy those type of movies, so I'll probably watch that. And let's see. And I think that's about. I do want to watch Creed 2 as well. And then I would say those are my top. And otherwise, those other movies like Jurassic World, I'm okay with not watching, even though I like the first one. I heard the second one isn't as good. So
yeah, I feel the same way about Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So movies, I wanted to see. I haven't seen Crazy Rich Asians, which a lot of people liked.
You should watch it with your mom.
Yeah, I feel like she would get it as well.
Yeah.
But Crazy Rich Asians a lot. If being Asian myself, I have to see it, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So
At least once,
something that I could relate to.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. A Star Is Born. I love Bradley Cooper and I love Lady Gaga, and I always hear the song on the radio, and I love the album, but I just haven't seen the movie.
Yes, you should definitely.
Yeah.
And then next month, I want to see what's coming out. Spider-Man is next month, right?
Yep.
Into the Spider-Verse. Next month is also, what is it? Aquaman, which I kind of want to see. But I'm not too into DC, but I'll see it anyways.
Yeah.
And then there's the Bumblebee prequel, which I'm iffy about the Transformers franchise as well, but I still want to see it.
Right.
Just to see it,
That probably won't change your top 5 as well, right?
No, I don't think any of those will.
Yeah. No, I agree too. If we had give time to watch Aquaman, maybe Bumblebee. Like when I saw the trailers, I'm just like, I'm not sure. I probably will wait until we can stream it or something. For me, yeah. Spider-Man is the last movie I probably will want to see this year.
But 2019, big year.
Yes,
big year.
Yes, big things. So we will definitely have a separate podcast for that. But we wanted to thank you, Andy, for participating in this. You're always welcome to come back, and it's always fun to have you here because you bring a lot of energy into this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
thank you for having me.
Yes, so thank you. Where can they find you?
They can just find me on my Instagram at Tran_Andy. And that's where they could find me.
So you have, just like in Hot Ones, you have 1 or 2 minutes to on the last thing that you want to say.
Tell us what you're going to.
My mouth is burning.
Yeah. Tell us what's going on. Your mic. What do you have to say?
Yeah, this camera, that camera.
Oh, these wings were hot. I just want to shout out to all the people listening. Shout out to all the moviegoers. And just thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you. And we hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Yeah. Stay tuned and enjoy the holidays.
All right. On to the next one. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.